This is Adderall music.
Big four makes to dissociate too. Whoa. It's fucking like vampire trip hop. Get some water.
Yeah. There's a filter, sort of.
Wow. This reminds me of early Von Tobin.
Yeah.
Von Tobin. Except this way more jazzy. Makes me want to listen to this old shit.
Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need. With the money you save, you try unicycles. Here, good. Okay.
In there? That music, that breakcore, I think it came out of like this kind of shit. This was like late 90s. What do you think? Hittable? Maybe not right now.
What's this?
Yeah.
I might use that better. Or use that like that. So, but yeah, I can sit there somewhere. We wanted this. This is the bat ball.
Bat ball? So what do you feel, Enola? Do you want to get into something today, or just here to jump in? Yeah, you know, whatever. Install that shit on my laptop. I could do everything on my desktop, or redo it, but twice as fast. Cool. Isn't it dope? So good. Nice. Let's do a nice one.
Don't risk losing your Health First Colorado. Update your address, email, and phone number so you can receive your renewal letter in the mail. Update your contact information today. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Doritos, down for everything.
Well, basically, it's good at reading like a JSON structure. Obviously, it's the easiest. Like, what are key values? It has its own mapping mechanisms. If the functions, like the change functions, are on the JSON as well, it's basically reading keys, reading an input, and then deciding what other keys to fire. Like, use this thing to change this, but like these are mapped. So, like, however, yeah, we're teaching it just to look at this giant structure up and down and like.
Right. Fill in these fields. And then like update them. Actually fire that update.
Yeah, on this document that we're on.
What's that?
Never mind that. It was just the Zap connection. I was just playing with it. Post to Discord when that's Trello, I think. Yeah. That was a demo data for Trello. Oh. How do you mean? You said last night there wasn't much of a takeaway?
Yeah.
How do you mean? Or I'm curious more.
No, I don't feel like all of the conversation I really like took away anything new from it.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely felt like I've heard a lot of these things. I mean, they're all kind of the same ideas, circling around. I mean, yeah. I guess, well, AG told me afterwards, told us, he's like, he's trying to, like, bring in the usefulness of the tech or what people wanted to look like, which is helpful. Yeah.
Also woke up kind of sick on Sunday, so I think it's allergies. Got some fires yesterday, so running out of season. So that might not have been totally present. Also, there ended up being a bunch of side conversations that I wasn't really part of.
Like afterwards?
Yeah, like the main group like split up. Maybe like, oh, go out for cigarettes, get back.
Yeah. I feel like it's cool, especially when other people start getting excited. It's like, just to kind of see other people connect the dots.
and save $652. It's okay. There's enough for everyone.
I'm just going in. It's a lot of new ways to look at it. So at least I guess starting with a crud. So now we need I don't know quite where to begin.
What's the puzzle?
So now we have a schema object and we're gonna basically reference it for everything.
So it needs to have every field that anything could possibly have. Basically.
Yeah, and the schema file will evolve. We'll have different I don't know, like a field could be another schema. This is all new to me, like to put it in this object way. It's a lot simpler, but yeah, like the way simple schema or schema.org is set up is like you have field type schemas and you have, I don't know, everything's just kind of referencing into itself in some way. But at the very least, starting with like the CRUD views and like the full screen view now is just manually set for like title and tags. So I think I want to pull from the schema object and maybe start connecting the permissions, stuff like that, like permission checks. Yeah. So the field shows conditionally, and then
It's a Boolean in the folder.
yeah.
Yeah. It's like for almost every scenario,
Yeah, I think it'll be like check permissions method, and then it'll go through all the different rules that we.
members of the group role holders of the each class of
Yeah, I mean, I think you just start with like a check permission.
Yeah.
Yeah, like if they're logged in.
Right.
And then it just has to be like the field shows disabled if you can view it but can't edit it. The edit field, you just have to kind of walk through. Like I don't know. But
Well, ideally, it should be like. Who can edit? And you're defining a user or a group of users.
mm-hmm.
They should be classified. Like users who hold this role, or users who.
Yeah. I think you have a list of like checks or a list of viewing permissions, and that could be any list of like friends, owners. You just define those classifications, those groups. And each one of those you run a check.
Right.
And if all of them are true or whatever, or any, then
Right. So
proceed.
then you're just adding a few more parameters. You're basically like, if it has all these tags, people who are users in this group, people who are role holders of this role, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But then the question there is that if those are user editable, like I want to change the versions for this document, that's different than putting it on the hard-coded schema.
Right.
So that's
that's where you need to be able to. Yeah, that's where you need GPT-3 again, really, so you can be like, add all the users in this one certain group to people who can edit this task.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I can see all these unique IDs, and now I go and put it over here in this field. But it's like, it doesn't have to go find that in our database, it just needs to create the document that needs to replace it in that database.
Go find it and do this.
I got it all worked out.
Yeah. Right. So like,
Or it needs to write that to the document.
right. Yeah. Change this with these values.
Yeah.
Right. Like find all the members. Change these three to these different roles.
Right.
Right. So how it deals with the values in the lookups afterwards.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Query this, find the results, do things to them. Mm-hmm. But for now, I think it'll just start with like self-referencing. You just create like, I don't know. I think just building up the creds and.
I mean, really, like, ideally, it would just be a list of users. Like, if you were going to do it as simple as possible and just make a visual CRUD, you would make a little drop down where you could select users.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe you'd make that drop down have a little search where you could be like, search for a group, and then it would show the users in that group, or an event, and it would show the users on the role, and it would show the users. You just select the user, and that just adds it to the field of people with creation.
Yeah, there'll be a user picker, UI wise.
Yeah.
The question is how to get chat or GPT to see what those options are. Well, no, you just, I don't know. You just bring in that data, I guess.
Yeah.
Find all the members of the sword.
Yeah.
And then pick one of them
Yeah.
to assign it.
Yeah.
Right, from this list, assign.
But all we really need to know is what fields we need on the JSON. So, like, yeah. We don't need. Yeah, we need our permission field to just be a list of unique ideas of individuals. Or maybe unique IDs of the personas. The personages that have permission. And then we can figure out how to filter the right ones that we might want to add to that list. Right. We don't have to have a boolean on the document for every group that might be permission necessarily.
Or if it's on the user side, the widget has a little permission editor for that document. And then whatever the database update is, it has to check the permissions on that document as well as the global schema permissions. So then the user can specify that, and GPT doesn't have to, it just tries to do something and it doesn't, it can't. Because it's referencing the security check on the document. Yeah. I think it's the difference between updating the document and updating the schema. But yeah, having like, because they're all talking to each other. Like, here's the list of options for this thing. So yeah, select this user for this key. It's like the schema of the document and the AI interpreting the commands.
Yeah.
But I think it'll just be like a global if can edit function that just goes through the list.
Yeah.
Every time.
Yeah.
And that's because it's baked into that main file. That's why it's like perfect code. Like it'll never air out because it's like the gatekeeper.
If can edit. We can edit. By default, the creator, the owner can change editing permissions. Creator is owner by default.
But certainly stuff like a button could say transfer ownership to, and then it gives a username selector or whatever. But like that can be in the schema of like possible actions, and then you just the AI can run the command to run that method transfer to this person. So yeah, like specific methods can be like command friendly. Just create like a list of those, yeah. So it's, I don't know, it's whatever DaVinci like reads from. Hopefully it's just any JSON and just.
Yeah, I mean, I think you can literally just
Yeah, and then you can train the input and output. So you say transfer to this user. Then you maybe can write in the output of like meteor call transfer token, find the user ID or something.
Here's an example of the output. And then it just adds the keywords.
Yeah. I think that's how it just works. It's like call and response, and then it kind of sees what the kinds of calls are.
I think it can, even if we give it enough examples, distinguish the difference between. events, maybe attendees, users, maybe events.
Mm-hmm.
You can understand that. Add myself as maybe this event. Then it can probably figure out. Well, that should be like I don't know, there's some things that are just totally hard code. You should just execute.
Yeah, and I wonder if the SQL connection is done so well that we then make sure our GraphQL and Apollo instance is replicated, and then it just talks to that because it knows those different query, find all users with person in this whatever. Like it's already designed for SQL interaction.
Interaction.
Yeah. Like it knows the query for find all users in with this collection or these constraints or whatever.
But it's designed like the endpoints are hooked up.
Execute
those queries too?
I don't know. I think so. I think that has it has an update thing.
Well, SQL doesn't work for administration.
Yeah. This is kind of beyond my understanding or experience.
Cheesy snack. Some good you may run out of cheese.
Yeah, don't wait for her, man. Don't wait for her. I'll tell you what, man. Come with me now. And, I'll get you some lunch. I'll hook you up with some that's cool, all right? Man, can't you guys just wait here about a half hour, man? Yo, I'll be back, man. I'm just gonna munch up a little bit, man. I'm pretty hungry.
Here you will find food for your body, as well as comfort for your upper mind. I really like some soup. Bread and butter. Of course, my friend. But that is your hand. Well, you got that. Next one, I was just going to get some food. Here it is. Thanks for the drink. You talk to the people, the people who have only those rights which I choose to give them. That's for their own good. I do. They disappoint me. They don't work back with my but the prisoner. Yes. The young traitor who is trying to turn my people against me. Watch it. I have special plans for that one.
Beef rap, the weak to getting teeth capped, or even a week for long weeks on some beef crap. I suggest to change your diet. It can lead to high blood pressure if you fried, or even a stroke, heart attack, heart disease. It ain't no starting backwards, arteries start to squeeze. Take the easy way out, phony. Until then, you know they wouldn't be talking out alone in the roleplay. So disgusting hard as up as I discuss this. Been talking about this shit, man, you never seen the justice. Bust this like a cold milk about the toilet. Two batteries, some willow, and some ball here, boil it. You be better off and keep sweet glued. And it's a feud, so don't be in your TV mood. Every week is mystery, you need to see me too. Bring me food. He wears a mask just to cover the raw flesh. A rather ugly brother with clothes that's gorgeous. Drop dead joints, hit the lips like blood shit. They need it like a hole in their head or a third tip. A raw smell, his cards say all hell. Barred all bars and kicked out the carvel. People cooking with the jar fell. And keep a cheap hooker that's off the hook like Marvel. Top bleeding baby fella took the loaded rod here. Stop feeding babies colored sugar-coated large squares. The hard beer swears and God bears. Even when it's rotten, you gotta do the hard years. I wrote this note around New Year's. Off a couple of shots and a few beers. But who cares? Enough about me. It's about the beats. Not about the streets and who food's out to be. A rhyming cannibal who tries to and cynical. Whether it's an animal, vegetable, or mineral. It's a miracle how he gets so lyrical and perceivable to crowd like an old Negro spiritual. Or a middle to a commercial from Mellow Yellow. Some of devils hell no, say our own jello. Big dollar grills, sweet swallow pills. We follow through $3 bills and squirt for halal bill. Big dollar bill, big the real. It's how the big ballers deal. Twirl a L after every meal. What up to all rappers? Shut up with you shutting up and keep your shirt on, at least a button up. Yuck. These big rhymers are stripping nails. Out of work jerks since they shut down Chippendales. And chipping nails, doom, chipping scales, let alone the pre-orders that's counted off shipping sales. This one goes out to all my people spitting bail, whipping jail, whipping tail, sipping ale, like the doobie till it glow like a ruby. After which they couldn't find a villain like Scooby. He's in the lab on some old Buddha monk shit, overproof drunk shit, Buddha thunk it. Punk try and ask why ours be better. Could be the Iron Mask for the Cosby sweater. Yes, you, who screwed by the dude on the CD, dude. Bring me food.
kind of a trip just coding on the schema doc.
I got this girl and she
Yeah.
wants me to do her.
It's like really powerful and fun and simple.
Yeah.
Sounds great. Shorty girl's a trooper.
Totally.
No matter what I needed to do, she be like, on his own throne, the boss like King Cooper. On the microphone, he forced the ring. Average MCs is like a TV blooper. MF Doom, he's like DB Cooper. Out with the ruler. I let her get an outfit just to cool her off. She said niggas ain't about shit. I wonder if she meant it. I doubt it. The way it be in her mouth, she can't live without it. And can't live with this. Handle your business. Villainous, stay on scandalous, whole shit list. One pack of cookies, please, Mr. Hooper. One smack and rookies, he is the look like a black rookie when he let his beard grow weirdo. Brown skin always kept his hair low. Rumors has it.
Does that not make sense with that?
Doom was always known to be the best girls.
Like adding other rules?
Some say it's the eyes, some say the accent. A lot of guys want
Yeah, I'm making it up as I go. It's a new way of thinking about it. So I put a can edit function on the title field for an event. So it's like the first layer. And then, yeah, that could be. No, I just added you to the Loom environment. About 9. That's what we're on right now. I think we'll get back to the Gradagen pretty soon once we figure out how to do this. Well, there you go. I mean, then you say something like, can edit user roles in this edit rules. Something like that. Like, I don't know how to reference this thing, but it's whatever. That's just like printing. There's always a this context or something. But yeah. You know how to change environments? So you're just going to do the tutorial?
I'm still updating.
The only way you can
Okay.
Creating
you have the vitamin E in almonds.
media
What
project.
you do?
Okay. Yeah, on Windows. What are there any issues?
No.
Okay.
No, it was harder on my desktop because I was trying to like figure it out. It's like because a lot of this stuff it just has a line of code. It's like, or it talks about terminal. It's like I'm on Windows.
Oh.
Like terminals for Linux or whatever, or it doesn't say what it is. It just says run install meteor.
Oh.
Can I do that on Windows or is it? And then I found out. And so it's like I had to go in and uninstall node.js or node.js. And then install the NVM for Windows to install Node at whatever version I'm in. I just chose the most recent version of 14. And then I had to, once that was done, which took forever, and then install Meteor. And then now it's creating the Meteor project.
Yeah. Well, Windows can do Linux commands in the PowerShell.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a couple years ago. But I mean, it's fairly new, but I think it's natively. I mean, I haven't really used it, but theoretically, you can do like a. Yeah, I think, yeah. Well, whatever. Yeah, I haven't done that in a while, but install Meteor. Yeah, it should just be that command.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay, yeah.
What? These old things about to go away with the gold rings that make them don't fit like OJ. Usually I take them off.
Yeah, I mean, getting a whole environment, like getting all Node going, there's a lot of little pain in the butts things. takes a bit. But you learn a lot about your own machine and how to get it.
A lot of niggas wish to die. They need to hold their horses. It's bigger fish to fry. You're on the list. If not, get the number spot. 10.5 Timbs. They can keep your lumber clock. I could have had a V8 F-150 quad cab, but I've been straight. Money comes and goes like that too big. Pussy that night to try to rush me. Do I pass the Dutch so I can calm down so they don't
So,
take it from the fireside and won't get listed.
let's see. We want to create creds for all this.
Crud again.
Hmm?
Crud again. Create, read, update.
Oh, crud. Yeah, create, read, update, delete. Alright.
My name is Mike Spitz, I'm a sonic addict. I used to think it was merely a negative habit. Born under the bad sign, I'm serious about this curse of mine. I strive to flip it in the fine line. Barely born on earth, it was what the stars said. Black, not white, red all over on my elbow. 28 years have passed, I feel I'm peaking. I make music every weekend. It's a chore, a fact of life. A labor of love, I get mad love, but I detest the labor and its wages. Get no death. I'm serving life from this gift of God. Don't forget your heart holders, my niggas.
A short time later.
There's only one beer left. Rappers screaming all in our ears like we're deaf. Tempt me, do a number on the label. We uploading MCs, drinking one to the table like it's on me. Put it on my tab, kid, however you get there. Put it, have it, iron horse it. You leave it on your face for me. Plus the mic, hold it like the heat, he might toss it. Told him, tell him it's stolen. He told him he lost it. She told him get off it and a bunch of other more shit. Getting money, you teach me getting on new means. It's like watermelon, stay spitting through the seeds. It's the weed, give me some of what he drew it off. As soon as he wake up, show me like it was whooping cough. Give you bitten sore. First hour at the open bar, they trooping off. You went to the lab, you get some head on the side road. She asked me autographic there, yeah, red. To wide road, this yard road tastes like fried toast. Turn up done. Take pride in cold words. Crooked eye, old word, equal to cold heart. Probably still speaking the cries of the old part. Study house.
You can also break all this apart in other files. Because when at the top level it says this dot schemas, so at this level it's like global scope. So like another file could just say this dot schemas dot events and then start there. And then literally like loading all those files is like loading it onto the schema. It's like the file is the command to inject that schema. It's really interesting. It's like a living DNA / skeleton. Everybody on the floor. The whole street of jobs like we on tour every night on the store, coming to your corner store. These all need something.
something with it.
Yeah, they have to have a value. But yeah, you're right. It's just a slug source. Slug.
You keep your eyes open. When I tell you, start snapping. Oh yeah, sure. Ladies and gentlemen, I am risking my life to tell you with great concern that I must warn you.
Literal blue screen in that?
Sorry?
It doesn't. Is that a blue screen? And like I have no hard drive activity light going on. It's just
Just blue?
Blue's not good.
What's this, a ribbon?
As you call them, they call you when they need something. Trees for the blunt, trees for the front. I found a way to get peace of mind for years and let the hell alone. Turn a deaf ear to the cellular phone. Send me a letter or better with this piece of in real life. Just so you can feel me like you feel nice. And you so you can see the white of the eyes. Right with surprises, they finish spitting lies. Associates, is it boys and girls, bitches, niggas, homies. Close, but really don't know me. Long dad, comrade, peeps, brothers, sisters, done, some come around when they need some money. Others niggas laugh like the Sunday funnies. Man, be around whether you pay the bummy. You really let you know this advice will take it from you. Be too nice so people take you for a dummy. So nowadays he ain't so friendly. I sleep and wouldn't even made a worthy enemy. Reading signs, no reading the bathroom. Seeing as how you got your back bleeding from the stab wounds. That was the dance. You smile in your face, I would have glanced. Try to put them on, they blow a chance. Never let your so-called mans know your plan. A show of hands is a term some people use loosely. Real choose your what I choose for that crucial. You tell me, I try to act broke. Jealousy the number one killer among black folk. Fellas know some type of spell like crack smoke. Yellow Cinderella's legal right to the stack rope. Just another way of chicken to your end. Check the dictionary for the meaning of praise. It said, mercy and life is socialized with a sympathizer helper. And that's about the size of it. Most of the time these attributions were the sign. Most of the crime the actors shoot through your island and they can't hide it. More violent like a bitch. Sometimes you can cut niggas off like a light switch. And when things get quiet, you catch like a thief in the night. What a riot. My first man is so fantastic at a hard feel. Don't let it get drastic. Think of how your mom feel. When they get for real, still it's sparkling. Everything dark. There ain't no talking. For certain souls, you can so rise a lot of trouble. Better all focus than trying to plot the bubble. Or else it'll be a sad note to end on. The guns you got is. Some come in the form of codependence. A lot of times only end up being codependents. 10 bucks say they tell for a lower sentence. And leave you up under the jail begging for repentance. It don't make no sense. What happened to the loyalty? I know amongst crooks, trust amongst royalty. I'd rather go out in a blaze than give them the glory. A similar story. Before lovers, need to have some type of understanding. Just so when I let her get the man, think she knows no strings. We can do the damn thing, but always no rings. Just how the trance swings. If she see him again, that depends on how good was his skin. Because she memorized the lessons. There ain't no need to pretend. You know she never stabbed it, she know it just me.
killer always escaped.
The most powerful, the most mysterious monarch in all the world, guarded by a fighting force that never sleeps, that never relaxes its vigilance. For none is as feared, none has as many foes as Doom, the awesome armor-clad Lord of... I know who Doom is. He happens to be the most dangerous man in the world. I hope we never hear from him. I hope we never have to battle. But now the worst has happened, and I must tell you what we're up against. I first met Doom years ago, but he wanted to be alone to pursue his forbidden experiments. One day, while conducting a secret experiment, when he recovered from his injuries, instead of having learned his lesson, Doom was bitter, angry, vengeful. What have I done to myself? My faith. He traveled the world, seeking a cure for his disfigured face. I'm sorry, son. There is nothing we can do for you. He traveled through remote villages where strangers are seldom seen. He continued his search, never showing his face unless threatened by bandits who prey on travelers, who foolishly wander alone through their domain.
I tripped a lot out here in the woods lately. This is a platter of exceptionally good late night snack, and also a handy fly swatter. Eyes are going to get this.
Nothing comes between me and my masters.
These footprints were made of flying monkey men.
I think you were straight from the valley since you made the cake feed.
Yes, that is what disturbs me.
This jungle is dangerous, Albert. You will need assistance.
You risked your life for us. Thanks. I lost an arm.
Good.
Stop it, Father.
Step back. Return to the house.
Now, Robert, perhaps you will listen.
Whenever I'm expecting a lot of company, haven't had a lot of company in a long time, but if I were expecting some, I'd whip up a really substantial meal. You see how strong I am? Making all this stuff. Good healthy meal like this. That's what they call soul food.
Now you got it. I got these. Free. Cornbread. Watermelon. And for dessert.
Oh, buds.
And I really needed some food, something healthy like beets.
Shows you how good it is. Oh, you may say, I don't take care for that. So, I can also fix yourself a gumbo. You gotta run some films on this, but it's very healthy.
Not perfect for every situation, but edible breakfast can actually be fun next year.
You only want to use the wraps with no food associated with the use of the wrap. So, some potential uses include wrapping both packed in a larger package. And in that case, the wrap will actually form into a sauce when you cook your meats. There's also good interest in developing a piece of the wrap and then actually rip off the wrap and consume it that way.
Expect edible wrappers with liquid things. Create a new demand for products. Stop playing with technologies we do. And you can make kids.
Well, anyway, you may be saying about now, how in the world does that old fella eat all that crazy stuff and not get sick to his stomach? Now, don't worry about that. You see, whenever I make pick of myself on the plate for the pudding or something, I mix up some herbs and I come up with a dandy glass of this bicarbonated fluid. That'll set me free, I'll tell you.
Here's an interesting note. Artificial colors, yellows to reds. Let's focus on the red. In addition to FDA's red number 40, the FDA has approved certain food coloring additives. Some are active. You are sure the additives more colorants in the products you purchase.
Thank you. Well, I think that about covers all of the national foods out here. Now then, I have to go. Take my dessert here. I have to go. I'm conducting a cooking class today. Good health to you all. Over this way. Look out.
One look at his featureless face, one look was enough to ensure his safety. As years passed, he became even more bitter and angry, burning with vengeance against the world. Finally, amidst hidden scrolls, he found what he'd been seeking. Then, clothed in a suit of invulnerable armor, and possessing the world's greatest secrets of science and magic, he returned to his homeland. And there he has remained, scheming, dreaming, planning, plotting his mad campaign to conquer the entire world.
I can't believe it.
Don't make a big deal of it. I warn you, Doom. You've gone too far. Yeah, do it, Doom. Get your machine.
Darker than the East River, larger than the Empire State. Little beast who guard the barbed wire gate is on the job, not my fate. Tired of the wait till the villain brings deliverance from the dire straits. Fire at a higher rate. Why the big liars, flyers scatter by your plate, isolate the wires. Trying to straight pliers is not the vice grips. A real price saver way to a paradise whips. What's still for real and ready to script. Stunner up on the summer, number one deal, deal bummer. What's all phenomenon is your armor on. Take your cash karma, or bring your fast Ramadan transactions.
I know what you're doing.
Come on, Barney. Clack, clack, Barney. Whack, whack, like Barney. Gave the people to him like Sally Scully. After that, he's going back to Cali with the dog in the Nile. Old power like the great good. He's in the state, like the Tower of Pisa. Give him something he can feel with softness. He's on the wall, we dependent on the right of the user. Get shot off that wild-eyed talk. If he had a fight, he still fits on the sidewalk. You can't take the second house of a person looking for the left to be the worst in the person. They couldn't spot him on the spot. They got the whole tape with a really hot plate. Whoever do see how it really stay. It ain't no front. It's me and Summers like the Brown Smothers brothers. Master in the 7 seas, bigger than Mount Kilimanjaro. If you don't know, fill up tomorrow on the horror show. I'm mental, return Bob Frederick. Switching off before he gets a job, Bob Frederick. Blessed with a hot flow, testing the black dough. Invest in the stress, the best to finesse a hot dough. As I reminisce, never forgot when I was very broke. Shot the heavy straight, couldn't afford the copy cherry coke. Or should I say broke as well? To know enough to give them just enough rope to yoke yourself. Plan B before I take the ring and corn. The long arm of the law couldn't even put their fingers on the dog one. To the statistics, how he bust girls is too futuristic for ballistics. And far too essential for forensics. I dedicate this mix to some rock, the hip hop Hendrix.
in my pocket. No. From my father, God met. He said that's right. Why would I resort to trickery? You're already a prisoner. What do I need for you? No. It's really lower food. They were forced to transact. What's that killer doing? Wait, hear my sounds from the shut up. I don't want to be financed. See what you're talking about people. I despise him. He intends to confusing him. Even now. Shaitan never dreamed so ill. He got skilled. Let a brother from the drill that gave him a spine shield. All 33 nerves. Controlling my curves. Common sense just swerved every time I got served. Stress, frustration, empty rhetoric, cold as winter, inconvenient, compassion like a deficit. Thought it was love, life, sin from above, not a soulmate. Full ways and actions of a prophet. Who by lower senses coming bigger than extensions. It's the way of the intentions, how the system was missing. Intuition, maybe it was me, I couldn't see. Holding on to fantasy, getting bitten by reality.
Purple heart, love, better coffee. Painkillers, drugs, and medicine. Anything just to forget the earth. Take never hit the dirt on the front line. It's casualties in the mind. And the people, W's get left behind. Mentally scarred for life. Love is war, and some chicks are just too hard to wipe.
I should have deaded it from Genesis instead of hitting the Genesis. Now I'm free falling, cursing that just free falling. Deceased calling, no appetite for peace, darling. So deep all in, I bet he never stop all the women. To save God from the sin of a man. Sacrifice our whole life for a slice. Overpay, maybe it's a lack of hip, loneliness, imagine victim. Only got the car kick to pull extra cheese in. Damn, Joe. Coming with the okey doke, steady rocking boats, got me in the fucking throat, sniper scope. Weren't we supposed to be low? Proposed and you froze, I don't think that I can go.
Purple heart, love, better than coffee. Painkillers, drugs, and medicine. Anything just to forget the hurt. Take never hit the dirt on the front line. It's casualties in the mind. And the people, W's get left behind. Mentally scarred for life. Love is war, and some chicks are just too hard to wipe.
Constant frustration, stemming from a no-win situation. Russian lust and fornication, adding to the complication. Patience is a virtue, paper and deep with love researching. Listening to whispering, choosing chaos over discipline. Simpleton, life should really be a piece of intimate relationships, living it. Power as instant. Gentlemen, I favor shit, so I'll never forsake it. I persevere, making it, sculpting and reshaping it. Taking sips over in the end, passionate, intense, scandalous, emotional, edges. Why would he abandon this? As he couldn't handle it. The boss is mad at him.
Whoa, purple heart, love, better than coffee. Painkillers, drugs, and medicine. Anything just to forget the hurt. Take never hit the dirt on the front line. It's casualties in the mind. And the people, W's get left behind. Mentally scarred for life. Love is war, and some chicks are just too hard to wipe.
Oh boy, here we go.
All you college boys wearing baggy looking white shoes. I don't care. Funny as hell. That is a black meat stuff.
Stop.
I don't care. Let's go back and get bird lenses.
Get into watching next. Sometimes you don't want to next, but that's okay.
I want to play next. They want to play next.
Hold it right there, you.
Where you are going, there are no jumpers.
How do you get that armor playing Godwell doesn't like me?
the sex of the pain to start. This wreck right here, it ain't for the faint of heart. We thought they saw the worst verse from the team of G-men who seemed like nerds at first. Once they get to know us, people dig us. Leaders in the fight for equal rights for niggas. Better of the more than enter the flow, no matter doubt it. Just go for it, you're about it, or ride it. Whatever's clever, the masterful, whoever you hook or hurt her. But now, hold no. If we see tomorrow, the next day classes, the villain in the back with the X-ray glasses. Have no fear, the ninja here. Feeling like the ginger you hear from drinking ginger beer. When it's on local head, gon' lay low and beat it like beef patty, cocoa crack on queso. If you say so, lace the whole case low. They say wear metal mask in case it's fake show. Tell them they close, it's talking AOs, it's hope, walk, it's walking halos. Say ho if you never go to the J.O. and keep more cash in the stash than a face show. Okay, yo, I know who to follow. Time up in the crib, a minute place hollow. Oh shoot, the goose is loose, so wild, couldn't chase the apple straight from juice. Brown like the first time you taste goose, stash the deuce, troops asking troops. Today on intense record week, we have a super villain in its own defense to speak. It's all part of my mental techniques, available to freaks, the pencil neck geeks. Train the same brain to an insane train of thought. On a campaign, clearly came to gain your support. Charge cash for an autograph, say some shit to make your daughter laugh and slaughter the ass. See him on the big screen like Steve McQueen, do something and never be back once he need a scene. Keep more medicated cash than Sprite, explore his own side with no known side effects. Before you press charge, use your noodle. So what when he grab the mic, you crush it. Beautiful, keep your mouth shut, everything will be beautiful. It will be awfully moody. Now get back to your hootie hoo. Damn it, it ain't worth the drama mechanic. From the calm bandit, dramas like pomegranate. Soon as he stepped in, he hit the boom, boom. The schedule I knew was with you. In love with Mary Jane, she's my main thing. Prove the right to that wet head for the lane brain. Maintain the say don't spray it. You wanna see a girl again, you might as well pay it. If I had a dime for every rhyme that bust guns, I have a cool bill for my sons and trust funds. When I was broken in a broke big dog, I always kept a hell to smoke and thick fog. When it rained, it sure be thunderstorm. I got more rhymes in the summer than musty underarms. 1, 2 microphone checker. First learned to neck off a home wrecker. This was back when he was like crib age. When he hit the stage, it's like a gauge to the rib cage. Break the mic like a rock star with a guitar. Jump off the stage like yeehaw.
We shall now vote for a new world leader. I nominate you. All in favor, say aye. Aye! Oh no. You is master of the world. We must hurry. Great. If you're really with us, prove it. Let me hear you say it. Tell me that Doom is a tyrant that must be overthrown. I've spent my life saying. You have spent your life serving a tyrant. Doom must be stopped. I fear you're right, my friend. The President of the United States is on the phone.
Mr. President, you're at the mercy of your deadliest enemy.
It is time you learned, once and for all, Doom, the United States does not barter with terrorists.
You never learned, do you?
Here, this is the address of friends in New York. Hail help.
Fantastic. What up, nigga? Hey, John, what's the word? Scracking away. Man, rap stitches, man. Get the bug out. What the fuck? One of them albums. On everything. Rap snitches, telling all their business. Sit in the court and be their own star witness. Do you see the perpetrator? Yeah, I'm right here. Fuck around, get the whole label center for years. Rap snitches, telling all their business. Sit in the court and be their own star witness. Do you see the perpetrator? Yeah, I'm right here. Fuck around, get the whole label center for years. Tight profile, low, like 8 and paying full. Attract heavy cash for the games. It's just with Mr. Fantastic. Long go like elastic. All my life between rocks. That's made out of plastic. Stand around those and nigga fake ass bastard. Admire with my style, so I bust through the halves and my nigga playing the quickest. My flow's the sickest, my hoes be the thickest, my dro the stickiest. Street nigga, stamped and bona fide with beef
my origin. Play a fake gangster like an old accordion. According to him, when the D's rushed in, complication from the wild testimony to stand. Closest man is robbed off the board, hit him again. Lame rap snitch, nigga, even told on the Mexican. Rap snitches, telling on their business. Sitting in the court, they be their own star witness. Do you see the perpetrator? Yeah, I'm right here. Fuck around, get the whole label center for years. Rap snitches, telling on their business. Sit in the court and be their own star witness. Do you see the perpetrator? Yeah, I'm right here. Fuck around, get the whole label center for years.
So it's rules to this shit. Fools didn't care. Everybody wanna rule the world with tears for fear. Yeah, tell it on the mountain hill. Running up their mouth bill. Everybody down still. Warm up, keep it up and get tested. Pop through the bubble vest or a double breasted. Keep a lab down south in the Little East. So much heat you would have thought it was the Middle East. A little piece always keeps the wheels a spinning like sitting on 20 keys to get the skillers grinning. Getting on many trees, feel real linen. Spitting on enemies, get the skill pretending. With no brains but gum flat. He said his gun clapped, then he fled after one slap. Son shut the trap, saving for the bitches. Delicious, rap snitch, delicious.
You know what I'm saying? It's so crazy, man. They a lot of this cocaine was just fucked out. Maybe it's sniffy. Telling them their own self.
So all of
Fuck
them.
around. Get everybody bag, man. Fuck around. Get your mama bag, nigga. Then your grandma used to be two-legged. Fake hustler, nigga.
It's the beat. You hear it in the streets sometimes. Blare it in your jeeps so your peoples can stare at the rhymes. Real rhymes, not your everyday hologram. Even when words was touched, you never swallowed the ham. You'd rather eat a salmon salad. They might need salt like a man's bland ballad. A lot of stuff happens that the news won't tell you. Lose all L juice, snooze all hell loose. Break it, take it like the good, the bad, the ugly. Break it rolling through your hood in the caddy buggy. Want a softy, leather, flossy, fatty, juggy. Always threw me off when she told me, Daddy, pump me. I'm like any who's seeds walking all out in the street without any shoes. I guess it's better than some funky socks. You need to get her some skips before she gets the monkey box. Instead, she wanna hit a beatbox. Take pills and make fake grills that sheep rock. Sing it, bring it back to your oratory. While he's in his oratory glory, it's like a horror story. The mask is like Jason. They told the place not to let the basket tight case in. He could be some kind of wacko, waiting for the chance to heat the pipes like a crack hole. He busted in, blessed be the Lord, who believe any mess they read up on the message board. If so, I got bridges for the Lolo, saying get your gold dry, snitch it to the popo. Here, orange pill stones for the whole tier. Feel like I've been gone over a year, been home the whole year. It was the shit when I first scooped it. At least I got to sit out in New York and curse, stupid. Plead the fifth, sip wine stiffly. Patiently come up and be spiffy in a jiffy. Kid for the grind, criminal mind shifty. Swift with the 9 through a 5950. Well educated, he heard it when he meditated in deep theta. Let her hate the Greek Plato. Dedicated cheap skater who keeps data. Say stay self-medicated to sleep later. Side effects is similar to sugar pill. Whoever go next on the mic, he put a booger ill. And made his exit on some calm shit. Begged him on the regular for kegs of more vomit spit. It's horrible. One little evening alone home, end up horrible syndrome. Here I am, don't forgive a heavy backaches. Frozen living off a little Debbie snack cakes. Supposed to be checking emails. All I got is messages from ass-naked females. I don't know what Jenny, she said it's free and I don't owe her a penny. But that's the last time I saw her, but thousands of more horrors on online Gomorrah. In Sodom, they gotta put their girls out, and they got a better sales pitch than the Girl Scouts. I wonder what I owe for a whole box of caramel coconut Samoa. Okay, honey, sweet dreams. Now it's time to get serious like pink queens. A metal handful wiper on the quilt. Whites wake up and I'm killed with a skilled milk. Locked in, looking at your picture. Fully clothed, winter and I'm right there with you. Thinking about the last time I spit your wish phone. A man can only wish you do the same till they get home. That chance, at least he gets snatched. That I have to do till the brother get back. Until then, smack one eye jack. And hope one of those people who's looking for a tri-pack. There's 3 different flavors, chocolate, vanilla, and strawberry wafers. Acting on hard, about to get beat up. I'll show him what time it is once I get this sheet up. As soon as he fell off the beat down, all I had is 13 cell, hit the sheet down. And still, buckle up the Cheeto. Besides the fact I want to get that out on the kilo. I work hard for the fountain and the apron. Out in the mountains and I stop drinking again. In the wait hours, he's gotten farther. Leaving 3 showers, being hot and bothered. The whiz with her leg bent, pregnant. Hard nursing, she wondered where her egg went. I need an L. It's hard to drink without it. Thank you, some cookies, but try not to think about it. Watch his Netflix ass when now it's on file. That be a little commercial, college hoes for a while. Soft dash, I prefer the other ones like we got for lunch. Chocolate crunch, butter crunch. You don't mess with the Ritz bits. Salties and twists. Monsoons and seasons. Catch shit every time that he sees. Ships ahoy, double chocolate truck. Something with the bubble and the jump in the trunk. Even the Oreos, no matter what weather. Always kept the dip and milk and stuff together. In the game, famous. The code name, famous haters. It's cheaper than a short stay at the biggest in. Good like 25 cent open raisin.
Yeah, just do this with the
With Zero?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I sure hate to see that ugly bug of yours in my history book.
You deserve to be the last child.
Hey, you know something, gang? That dude ain't really home, man.
What do you mean, man?
Well, I got him having me a real good time, you know. I mean, between you and me, I kind of like being black.
Once more, send you back dangerous.
Very funny, very, very funny.
You need like a kid's chair. Oh. Oh.
Oh yeah. Want to be Cthulhu?
Oh, Black Movies.
Isn't that a good one?
Yeah.
That one's like really a cowl.
This is like Batfleck.
Yeah. Woo woo.
I gotta get that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta size this guy or something. I'll figure that out. Oh. We're just sitting at Mystery Works, these masks on.
Yeah.
Just Thanks, buddy.
Yeah.
It's wonderful how happy that makes me.
Okay, hold on. We're going through and adding fields to all of these, but somewhere we can generate a JSON of everything we already have. Right? You did it on like Mongo or something the other day.
Well, yeah, you can, like, I mean, really anywhere. This is... Yeah, you can go to Alice. You can print it out directly once this is running again. Okay.
Because we already have a bunch of fields defined, like user maybe events, for example.
Mm-hmm.
That already lives on the user JSON. We can just copy that. Kind of.
Yeah. If I could get it working, I could just print it out. Yeah, you can just find any document and print it,
Yeah.
and copy the fields.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know about that, but wait, what? Oh no, that's the wrong one. But at the same time, I guess, yeah, I'm not really, because each one needs new information.
Yeah.
Like,
well, it would be good to at least be able to look at it and remember like what we do have on our existing schema. It'll be a really good guide.
mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, right. I mean, especially a bunch of them have a lot. But I guess my thinking is that all the logic will be incorporated too.
Right. Yeah.
So, yeah,
you still have to do it all. It'll just be a really good guide.
Like, even to the point, like a post will be like, let's say, published.
Right.
And we'll say Boolean, or no, type Boolean on change. I'm still thinking this through, but it's like, shit. Oh, on change, you might say docs update this ID, publish, timestamp, date now. So that fires when you change this.
Mm-hmm.
Or we'll say if this published. So if you're changing it to this published, if this is being toggled on, then this will fire, and we're recording that. So it's like internal on change. So that's why it's not just the schema.
Right.
Is the point, because all of this will be added to each time. I mean, but in the beginning, yeah, if you just want to like map things. And so we'll have probably files for each one of these because these will be big.
Yeah.
But it'll be like the files we have, but the point of the file is just to add keys to this.
Right.
Which is kind of great.
Right.
And even dynamically, it could be like, it could be like this object, and then we fire off a method somewhere, like a new method. Server, what am I doing? Loom server. Like meteor methods, add model. We'll say like import model. Yeah, just doing private on the Discord. Import model, and we'll say model, and then it'll be like, ooh. I can't even think about that. This is a side thing, but something like import events dot coffee, or I don't know, whatever. And then like the idea is that like the schemas object would be like schemas dot models dot push event file. We're removing, so you can dynamically add. Like somehow there's like a function to like change that file and then reload it. I don't really know why, but like you can have your own sort of plugin system, but we basically have a giant file that we're manipulating.
Yeah.
But it acts as if it's like loading it.
Right.
I think too, like this is just so much easier to read.
Yeah.
To learn how we do it now, it's like always.
Yeah.
So like all the logic of everything that happens within this is there.
Right.
And it could be, yeah, and then we just decide to, I don't know, like meteor call transfer, or like mint one.
What's that barbecue?
Yeah. Like that made me shit my britches. Mint one coin, whatever. But then you're firing off like, yeah, it could be like this author ID, meteor, user ID, whatever. And then this ID.
Right.
So we're defining when in this just chain the coin is. I mean,
right.
And we can change that around, but we can't retroactively change it, because then that changes the coin.
Right.
But this is going to get dicey too, because there's a lot. Like it could be like the whole schema, simple schema API is basically this.
Mm-hmm.
Like it could be required, true, you know, or like, yeah. And you can write like pseudo code, because it'll only just fire. So you could just say like can edit means, I don't know, is author, and then somehow you must have like is author. that'll be global. With these things of like, here's this.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to be like you run that. So so I was trying to get to. It's not loading. So like now the full view, the full page view should really just kind of look like with schemas dot models dot this param or something.
Mm-hmm.
Each fields something like field template, and then like template field template as like if can edit template else if, or it's like if can editing, I don't know, else if can view template, and then we have kind of like universal helpers.
Mm-hmm.
Or fuck man, and even that starts off as like can edit, and then it's something like so it's the this is the, let's say if the, this is the field, and then maybe if we're using I was thinking of bringing the router back, because then you just create like routes for parsing through JSON, the schemas file.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like gradagen.1 or loom.gratis dot models dot tasks,
mm-hmm.
or /models/tasks. It just shows that.
Mm-hmm.
So like the whole interface is kind of mapping this
Right.
too.
Right.
And then so this is like current model is maybe router current params model, like this the field equals this, and we'll say so the field will be this thing, so we'll just kind of say, well really it's like this can edit. That's I don't know. I mean, the helper is the can edit. That shows on over here. Well, no, it's with the field. It's with the field. With the schemas models, this param, each fields. So the fields is this now context.
Mm-hmm.
Or the fields. And so it's going through events, it's going through the fields, and then it has a this can edit.
Right.
I don't know.
Never heard you say I don't know so much. I think that's a good thing. Well,
I don't know.
We're kind of inventing a new way, but it's also kind of the way.
Mm-hmm. It's so simple that I don't know.
Right.
I know how to make that way more complicated.
Right.
Get much more steps. But I just went all the way around. I thought, and I realized, actually, this is yeah. It's like this is looking at this and then running. Oh. So
how did that manifest? Can we see what it did?
This is not going to connect.
Okay.
This is, let's see. So this param, I don't have the router set up. but
Right.
this param could be. I mean, we could do like a hard coded. So the full view will say with schemas, models, events. So we'll just try to hard code it. This is really exciting. Actually, also this is
You're gonna go back up here and just run it again.
kill it. And then,
Yeah.
yeah, because they're never really. It's like leveraging just the object traversing of JavaScript, which is all JavaScript is. It just seems so obvious. I don't know why it's taking me 8 years to see it that way.
We got there. I feel no.
Yeah.
All right.
Did you get it going?
That's where I was. Made the task list and then updated the task list to be database entries and then added a form for adding new.
Yeah, that's really it. Like creating a form, getting the input, saving that to a database entry. Yeah, I was messing with Zapier and connecting like Trello and other things, Discord. I think it would be worthwhile to use one of those tools because we can synchronize everything. But you're saying you were updating your tasks, like your goal of getting, like last time we talked, you were saying you want to get the Meteor up and running, or like the demo.
Yeah, that's the tutorial is making it to app.
Oh, right. Yeah, I was thinking the other thing where it's just a button clicking. Gotcha. Okay. So, sorry. Then you're at the input. Okay. So that's like more, that's like mostly there.
Okay. Well, it still doesn't make sense. It's like I'm putting in the code that it says to.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's explaining it and it's like making some sense, but there's also like bits of code. I was like, what is this? Like if I want to write my own code, like how am I gonna know what any of this stuff? Like it's not what I'm used to for learning.
Like how will you know where it goes or what it does?
Like hashtag each or
Oh yeah.
that was like maybe I just need like a reference sheet that has all of the different calls and what they do.
Yeah. There's a Meteor Blaze guide and also just documentation. It's like only like 8 calls that you use over and over. I'll put that in the Discord.
In sync?
Sure. Yeah.
Older dance jams with DJ Treeford. Is that tonight? Yeah.
Valley salt.
Mhm. There's a yoga class from 7 to 8.
Word.
And then the dance is 8:15 to 10.
I think I'm changing it to singular instead of plural. Post event. Don't you think?
Yeah, I mean, we could have like a plural label too,
Yeah.
because sometimes they're different.
Yeah.
It's a fun part. You can do anything. But yeah, for our own policies.
Yeah.
I think that's probably where I'm confused with some of the meteor stuff, or just like I think a lot of it is like template names that it's having me put in, but those are just names, like those are just variable names that are calling to a specific template. And I'm like are these just like can be whatever, or is this like actual like calls in Meteor?
Yeah, right.
Because it doesn't really differentiate or explain what's.
I see. Right. I think there's a few like specific meteor things that you'll learn, and then right, you just have to know like what is like a specific call, or like for the to do. Yeah, you can name it template anything, and then it becomes available on the global template space, meaning then you can access like template dot thing dot events.
And then they started talking about, well, you can have this in the HTML file, but you can also have like a Java call and then put it in the Java file, or then you can have, if there was like different ways to.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's basically it. I mean, because it started with HTML, and then you're trying to inject dynamic values into the HTML. And then it's not really like straightforward, just because it's like old technologies being sort of lopped on top of or underneath new ones. Yeah, there's just a lot of ways to do it, and there's a lot of different variable spaces, and this whole schema structure is again way easier to understand, and it'll be a lot more straightforward. But
it's just structuring how you're structuring the information in the database.
Yeah, and the flow, like you're saying, when do you run code, and what's it accessing, and where is it going? It's just kind of connecting those pieces, which I don't know. A lot of it isn't really intuitive. It's just sort of how it got going. But like a simple to-dos tutorial should be like even just doing that kind of over and over, and just seeing how that. I mean, it's like 3/4 of it, I'd say. But it's always gnarly, because then you're like pulling in other libraries, and it's just like that's what this whole thing is. It's just like where to put the variables in the variable space and the global space. Where can we access it from? When we do it 100 times, is that too much, or is it? Yeah, it's like threads. I feel like almost like a chess game.
I think once you get in the code, you're gonna feel a lot more clear about what's happening.
Okay. Just log into AWS, and then I'll have access to it there.
Yeah.
You guys gonna be at the stand tomorrow?
Think so. Probably not till like 1 or something.
Yeah.
1 is when you guys be like showing up.
Yeah, probably tomorrow.
I have therapy from noon to 1, so.
Okay, so like 1:30. I might be there a little sooner. You gonna try this?
Yeah, I don't have any. Oh no, my friend was saying he's doing poker in the springs tomorrow.
Gonna win some money.
Yeah, now that you say that, I was like, no, I don't have money to gamble with. I just,
Gotta create the Grata Casino.
I was even talking to the guy at the locksmithing store. I was like, yeah, I'm not still trying to decide if this the goal. And he's like, if you decide not to, I'll set up a felt and you can just deal here. And I was like, oh, he's doing this, and I was like, oh no, I deal dice. And he was like, oh, I've never learned dice. Like that's the thing. And it's like, God, if I could make an app that teaches someone how to play craps.
There you go.
I mean, there might be one out there.
Or you can just play craps.
Well, I mean,
there's a lot of people who play craps who have no idea what they're actually doing, right? Like, or how the rest of the game works. They know they can put a pass lane, they know they can play the field, or put a bet on 6 and 8. They don't know what those bets pay necessarily, but.
Right. Play craps.
And we should be able to just create a schema. Crap schema. Roll. New roll schema. Randomize.
I think a new role would be a function. So does schemas replace functions?
It functions inside of it. So whereas before we were...
I'm sorry, you've got me so lost.
Well, so objects are key values. So it's like color red. But then that value can be anything. That can be a function. So the color is the function of take a photo and determine the color. So yeah, like a new role would be like on create this function, randomize the number 1 through 6 twice and set that. But it's inside of an object, which is just key values. It's the only difference.
What are key values?
Just like something colon something. It's just like an object. So it's like a bracket notation. And it just says like, here's the car. Title, my car. Color, red. Those are just key values. That's like basically what a JavaScript object is. And you can have like lists of or sub objects, but yeah.
All right.
I mean, you can just like look up JSON Wikipedia page even. It's like all it'll say, yeah, like the types of things that it can be and how it's structured. And that's what we're using for like basically the backbone of this whole site now.
You might also look up entity relationship diagrams so that you can see like, that'll show you like a bunch of documents with their fields and then like how they're connecting to other documents and stuff.
Entity relationship type.
Yes. It helps your brain think about it. We're actually not using entity relationship database. We're using an object-oriented database, but we're embedding relationships in the fields of the objects so that it kind of operates like an entity relationship model.
It's like both technical and elemental. It's just like things that relate to things.
Yeah.
So we're just technical in the.
I mean, it's like tech. It can seem technical, and then it's just like things that relate to things. So like this references an ID, and that ID is located on the table over here, and then that goes back.
Right. Because you'll see how all documents are just like a little table that has a bunch of key value fields. You know, but when I was drawing all this to try to explain to R2 how I think it should work, like here's a role presenter document, and then it has some fields on it, like the location of this role that's on the field, and the time of this role, that's 2:00. And you know that role presenter field has a relationship to this document that has all the key fields for all the speakers at the event, right? So it's like in its roles field, it's going to reference this document, right? So then we're able to like link all our documents together based on how they share fields. Just look up.
Isn't that just databases in general?
Yeah, basically, but there's a distinction where like with an object-oriented database, you can do this. You can link anything to anything, but with like a traditional hierarchical database, like it's all in tables and you have to go like through the whole table tree to get to the field. But in this case, every document is just its own separate thing. And then we define the relationships by the fields on them instead of like this is under this parented in a tree. But looking at those entity relationship diagrams will help you kind of like grok it. Yeah. Yeah. Because that is just how a database works. It's just a bunch of documents with fields and values in the field, inside the field.
Maybe I should go back to finishing the JavaScript tutorial and maybe learn some HTML.
Yeah, I mean, that's basically what we're using. We're just using shorthand.
Because I don't know if I don't think you were there, but I was talking to Eric and I was like, I'm just going to create a craps game because I know the procedures of craps. Like do this in this order, roll the dice with this outcome, calculate payouts, and then the way I would use a database would be like you can have a user log in, and so have like a person with their amount of chips, or you can keep track of how many rolls they've made.
Right. So those would all be like fields on your user documents.
Yeah.
So like your user has how many games.
So I think what I'm gonna try and do is create a craps game. Probably try and make like a really simple graphical interface. And see if I guess that would be some CSS for laying that out.
In HTML.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then
and then once I get to the point where I need to make users, then I'll look into how to make calls to the database with VB.
Yeah, so like what we're doing right now is defining our schemas. So like for you, a user schema would have fields on it like the user's name, the user's whatever.
So you're calling it
previous
schema.
games.
I'm just saying that's an object.
Yeah. Yeah, it's an object.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all.
Okay.
Yeah. They're kind of
Oh, you said a schema is just an object?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it's like an object with a certain structure. We're defining that structure of like name, certain field names, certain data types, and we're operating those key values to determine the site of who can edit what fields under what conditions that change what info and send off what alerts. And so yeah, but it is an object.
So I think maybe I was like getting into the whole Web3 headspace and thinking that you guys were doing all like schemas and stuff was like a whole new like Web3 something. I guess it is. If you create your objects with a specific template, then they can interact with other.
Right, schemas are basically like a template of an object. It's an object, but it's the object that object of this type, follow the template of. Right?
And then when we pull in an API from any other website like Hilo, whatever their data structure is, we just make sure it's mapped to our schema, and then like mapped or transformed when it goes out if it's synchronized. But then our apps just become merged, but also separate, but they can talk. An event over here is an event over there.
Yeah, and ideally Tibet calls the datetime field in his event daytime just like we do. So it's like our databases can interact.
Yeah.
But if he calls it time date, then that's a problem.
And hopefully where AI comes in where we can intelligently map like meaningful data.
It's just gonna keep landing for you, bro. You already totally understand like how data works and is structured. Like it's just go from your like intuitive place around it. You know?
Yeah, and like build a craps thing for sure. Like
Yeah.
when you ever have a vision, it's like that really drives you into understanding it and like reverse engineering all this stuff. So
Yeah, I'm just trying to get familiar with just how the things work. How to use the tools.
Right.
yeah. Well,
Make a simple thing, and because I feel like you guys are making something
I mean,
complex, yeah.
For sure.
well,
For
but
sure.
it's
But
just
a bunch of simple things.
and we're trying to make it simpler. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been figuring it out for 8 years. Like I'm still fucking around and making mistakes and like adding these new libraries and I don't know what I'm doing. So it's just like hacking.
I mean, like I'm always down to hang out, but I don't know that I don't see myself being useful to you guys in very soon. I think it's going to take me a while. When I get to the point where it's like actually can help.
All right, bro. We're just gonna keep getting after it, and you can come hang out and ask questions and learn and play around, and you know, we're just chilling.
Plus, there's always the use of the site. Like in the next few days, I think it'll be.
It's not like you're an intern and you're gonna get fired or anything.
Yeah.
You're just the homie, and we're building a thing. You're kind of learning. Maybe you'll get to where you can help. But yeah.
I do want to get to the place where we are firing interns. One a day.
We don't pay you, but you're fired.
Yeah. No eye contact. You're fired. But also, there's just using the site. Like, this is. I think the next day, this whole schema thing is going to be creating all the CRUDs. So all the just like looking at the post schema, like this will be task. So it'll be a task section, and then there'll be I think the biggest need for the site when we're there is like data content, like just using it.
Mm-hmm.
And we're tracking what people use and giving them points and giving them coins. And so like that is the most like usefulness as far as the company goes. But in the interim, it's great that you're learning.
I mean, if you want me to like log on and be like, okay, I'm test user A, just like feedback or whatever. It's like, okay, well, this is when I was making an account. I wasn't really sure where to click here. Or
yeah.
Like when I used Gradigen for the first time, I was like, where's I couldn't find the logout button. Or like I don't know what the big green arrow does. Or it looks like a play button. I don't know what it does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that would be an example of just a post that you add. Like, yeah, here's a thought. And then we comment on it, go thumbs up or convert it to a task, assign it to ourselves. give you 5 coin because it was a appropriate bug fix, whatever, or 1 coin, yeah, exactly. Like there'll be a ton of that. That would be a layer where I think we need before I feel comfortable really like marketing it, like a ton of internal bug task
Definitely.
back and forth. Even if like this works but it doesn't make sense, or this here's an idea. Yeah. I mean that's the whole nature of the thing. We should be able to like give coin for
Cool. Yeah, and
fucking
always.
around.
I mean, if I have an idea that I feel like you guys can use, whether you guys want it or not, I'm always down to just throw out whatever pops into my head.
Yeah, appreciate it. That's what we do, 8 hours a day for 4 months.
Then we programmed for like 2. Thanks for coming over. Appreciate it. See you soon. Tomorrow maybe?
What?
Tomorrow maybe?
Yeah, cool. I don't know that I'll be any more further, but it'll definitely.
We can sit together and you can try to get further though.
Yeah. If I just sit there.
Yeah.
Gives me a distraction-free sit here and do the thing.
Yeah, exactly. That's basically why we go too.
It sucks because I'm a night owl. And it's not open.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That'd be cool to get to. Like midnight hours, night shift.
I'm trying to decide if I want to go to jam night before dance, like I usually do. I kind of told dance that I was taking some time away from it.
Who runs that dance?
Tammy?
Okay.
Something? Alright. Yeah, she said, she just posted on Facebook. I heard like in passing something about there was some drama with the people who created Boulder One or something from this. I don't know.
With
promise that didn't get followed through on?
Yeah, something like that.
Well, I'm not surprised.
I don't know who it was or what the context was, but she's got a grudge against using Boulder One.
this is
A
Valley
lot of
Soul.
people like to bitch.
Tammy.
Mostly bitches.
Oh yeah, Tammy. Yeah, she's got issues with Nico. I don't know. I'm sure he did something.
Something about the space. There was a particular space, and then she had some equipment go missing, and then when they were cleaning out the space, like she found all of her equipment in like a back room. All of this was here, and you couldn't.
Sounds like some wah.
I probably should be able to
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah. Sounds like some drama.
So is drama sprinkled about.
Yeah. People like drama. I don't say that now.
I did crazy girls for sport.
Yeah.
Recreational drama. Yeah.
How much can I not be affected by?
So it's a game. Still gotta keep it interesting.
How deep into hot water can I get myself and then get myself back down?
Look around and find out.
With my balls still attached.
Mm-hmm. You gotta put that on the wall. Flick around and find out.
Yeah, we do.
Well, you can tell I'm very meticulous. Like, I don't know everything here, so I'm not gonna try and do anything.
Yeah. I don't know. Lean in or lean out.
Show up or don't.
It's always a choice.
Like it or not. It's all a choice.
Apologize for nothing.
Do a lot of people show up at that dance?
Yeah, 30, 20.
Any hobbies?
Couple. Also got like that's. What? It started having like these moms started bringing their kids. So there's like these 6 to 8 year olds that are just running wild,
Wilding out.
literally running wild. That's why like they took a whole bunch of people's coats and made like a coat fort, and then there was a bunch of drama over, oh my god, my $300 fur coat, just like someone just grabbed it and laughed. Very excited about doing this job.
Good job. You gonna take it?
I don't know. Not really seeing other than like the guy talks a lot, and it's like also we were kind of standing the whole time. You know, like we were talking.
Well, if you take it for a couple weeks and learn to pick some locks, you can go on some secret missions and stuff. You know?
Learn to pick locks online. I have a really cheap set from Amazon. Lock pick.
Make a few visits.
Try to figure out who's got a safe. Do a heist. That's why we're pull up a heist. That'd be fun.
We need like a rival company
Yeah.
to like break into.
Start breaking up. I like Google.
Yeah.
Let's break Google.
I usually try and keep my nose clean. I think mostly it would be like a apocalypse sort of skill
Yeah.
that I would find useful.
Get my nose clean. My hands dirty.
Then again, people are looking for shit and it's the unlocked door and they're just gonna load up and listen back.
Yeah. You don't need
Get in with a crowbar. Guy that it's not gonna be like Fallout. Oh, this safe hasn't been opened. It's like, no, someone found a safe and they fucking opened it.
Yeah.
Either they found a key or they picked it or what.
Word up. Hi, G.
Yeah.
Just self-confidence issue rather than anything. You can totally get it. If you just believes again. His face is just like... Yeah. I don't know how much energy I have for him anymore.